What Loretta's Katydid Did by Lois Wickstrom, brought to you by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. You're here, shouted Loretta. I've been waiting for you, replied Grammy Stella. Now let's open your present. When Grammy Stella came to visit, she always brought something interesting. I bet you didn't know you can grow oranges in Colorado, said Grammy Stella. I brought you this little tree all the way from Florida. Thanks. I've been trying to decide what to do for my science project, said Loretta. How do you take care of an orange tree? It's got bugs, said Loretta. What kind are they? Those are aphids, said Grandma Stella. You have to kill them or they'll kill your orange tree. One of the things you have to do when you're taking care of a plant is to protect it from bugs that want to eat it. No, insisted Loretta. I like insects. The next day, the branch with the bugs turned brown. The aphids looked plump. Are you sure you don't want to scrape them off and put them in the trash? Asked Grammy Stella. They're hurting your tree. Loretta said, It's just one branch. I don't want to kill the aphids. A few days later, the plant looked green. The aphids were mostly gone. Loretta got her magnifying glass and looked closely at the branch. One of the leaves wiggled. Then it made a sound. Katydid, Katy didn't, Katydid. The wiggling leaf was eating aphids. Loretta realized that it wasn't a leaf at all. It was another insect. I think I'll call him Leaf, she said. Your plant looks healthy, said Grammy Stella. Did you scrape off the aphids? No, Leaf ate them, said Loretta. He's my new insect. Grammy Stella shook her head and squinted her eyes. Oh, how lucky, she said. You've got a katydid. You can barely tell it's not a leaf, said Loretta. Leaf sang again. Katydid, Katy didn't. Grammy Stella nodded. When an animal looks like the plants around it, that's called camouflage. This bug is called a katydid, just like it sounds. The next day, most of the aphids were gone. The katydid was still hungry. It ate holes in the orange tree leaves. Don't eat my tree, said Loretta. She reached out to pet the katydid. It leaped, pushing off its hind legs. It opened its wings and parachuted to the dining table. The katydid started munching some lima bean right off of Loretta's plate. She laughed. You certainly are hungry. I'll put some food for you on your tree. She took a spoonful of lima beans to the orange tree and put them on a few leaves. She put a carrot slice and banana slices on the ground around the tree. Then Loretta carried the katydid back to the tree. A spider was spinning a web where the aphids had been. She looked closely. There were still a few aphids. The spider had trapped some in its web. The next day, a praying mantis was on the tree. It was eating aphids alongside the spider. But as she watched, the praying mantis attacked the spider. Leaf watched too. Then Leaf approached the mantis. The mantis took a swipe at Leaf. Leaf swiped back. The next time Loretta looked, the mantis was gone. He looks so sweet, just like a leaf, said Loretta, but he sure is hungry. He kept your orange tree alive, said Grammy Stella. He'd have killed my tree, reminded Loretta, if I hadn't fed him our dinner. Are you taking your tree to the science fair? Asked Grammy Stella. I'm taking the tree and the insects, exclaimed Loretta. At school, as Loretta was putting up her poster, a katydid flew by the open doorway. Leaf leaped out the door and chased the other katydid. When the judges came to her display, Loretta said, My tree doesn't have insects anymore. I hope my katydid is happy outside. I'm sure he'll find plenty to eat out there, said Grammy Stella. The judges looked at Loretta's poster. I'm sure he will, said one of the judges. Leaf's voice sang from the doorway. Katy did, Katy didn't.